Okay, today I wanted to talk about what I generally like to work on in my practice routine and what I try to strive for to be the best player I can be. Now, life is short and we have a lot of errands to attend to, and so we can't dedicate a lot of hours that we may have been able to as a child to our instrument. So I don't necessarily believe in running up and down scales or exercises or generally anything having to do with 3 note per string shred stuff that generally will help you in some areas, but what helps me is transcribing or trying to learn things by ear and match along with the player who initially played that. So a good example was my recording of Dexter Gordon's sax solo on Blue Bossa and me following with him on guitar. Now, I wrote the solo down, but I think when you're starting out, you should try to just copy what he's playing and forget about writing it down just yet. Write it down later. That way you can internalize the right time feel and the right way to play phrases. Because if you just write down the solo that he's playing and slow it down and then learn from what you wrote, you might be right learning it from your own transcription and not in the right time feel, as most solos in jazz aren't perfectly on the grid, so everyone would learn licks differently if they just did it themselves. Regardless, though, you definitely can do that. I have done that myself before. I've listened to licks and then write them down and then learn it from what I wrote down. And it wasn't exactly like what the player played, but I internalized it in my own way. And I think that's what creates a good style. But to get good time feel, I think that's what you do too. Also learning full songs, like blues songs. A good song is Thrill Is Gone or Empty Promises. The Christone Kingfish one that version is my favorite. Also any Eric Gales tunes of Jimi Hendrix, I think he takes it and he really adds more flavor, and I think Eric Gales' groove is a lot tighter than Jimi Hendrix's, so I prefer him to listen to. Growing up, I played classical violin, so I didn't necessarily understand that much of music is vocabulary. I just kind of read the notes on sheet music. And I played it, which is great, but I think when I started guitar and learning licks and trying to hear blues vocabulary or rock vocabulary or jazz onto the guitar or even violin, I think that's what helped me grow as a musician, helped with my ability to improvise a lot better. And I'm no master guitar player, like, at all, if you've heard me, but I'm just letting you know what helps me. And yeah, what I said about like 3 note per string stuff and like arpeggios and whatever, those help, but I don't think you should get caught up with it. Also, learning the names on the instrument helps a lot too, because I think of the names of the notes on violin, so it just kind of translates onto that with guitar, for me at least, and it makes things easier. But yeah, that's generally what helps me, and yeah, I hope that helps. Thanks.